Hi, good afternoon, traders. This is Baha Pips, and today I'm going to be day trading the 5-minute chart. It's currently Asian session. I'm going to move the screen so y'all can see the time. It's 11:18 a.m. Eastern China Time, June 28, 2024. And I'm going to be looking at a few pairs that normally move during the Asian session. I like to look at the 5-minute charts during these times. So, say the 1 minute for scalping. I'm doing something a little bit different. This is more on the terms of intraday trading. I'm going to be looking at 5-minute candles, so I may end up pausing the video at certain points. So the duration is not an hour long. I do normally trade this session for about 2 hours. I am almost an hour into my session. Started a little bit late today, but it's okay because it's not about rushing to trades. It's about getting the best quality setups. And so I'm going to get started. I'm going to look for things. But right now, I'm looking at Bitcoin. We have a possible RB North, which means that sellers were getting weak on their way down. Y'all can see right here. I'm going to just label the price action. We have one down wave right there that was decent, followed by a weaker one. Hopefully the audio is better. I lowered the background music. I still want to have it, but followed by another down wave that was much weaker. Another clue this is giving off that we have a potential reversal is the final down wave was super weak. It wasn't even a real down wave. It was more of an attempt. And that was an attempt for sellers to push it on down, and they failed. So that right there is the third clue. I like to add different clues to my charts so I can see what's really going on with price action. Are we really reversing, or is this something else that is telling me? And it definitely looks like we are reversing. Only problem, or the main problem I see, is that the velocity of buyers is not as strong as the velocity of sellers. So that's my biggest red flag. And that's like the main thing that I'm gonna be just a little concerned about on the way up. So I would like to see more of a break above this line that I drew, horizontal ray 61,750. We can break and stay above there within the next 10 minutes, then I'll definitely be more interested in buying. And I also need a completion of the pattern. So I do need like a pause or pullback followed by a push on up. So I'm gonna just come back to this, and I'm gonna look at my other pair that's on my watch list for this morning. And y'all can see this is gold spot. So I'm also looking at gold. And the thing about gold, and I do have my other devices where I do enter my trade orders based on my other, I have other brokers that I do use. So just doing little by little, I'm trying to have this recording. I like the trading view charts that this is offering. So I'm using this for visual representation. Gold is kind of choppy, not gonna lie. So here we have sellers got weak, buyers came in, sellers knocked them back down. There was just a battle between buyers and sellers in this area, more of a tug of war, and I don't like that. What I like to see is cleaner price action. And so we were in a little bit of a range for some time. That's when I drew the horizontal ray at 23.22, because that range was causing some disturbances. Buyers ended up taking on out. There was a pullback and there was a trigger right around 10.50. If I would have taken that trade, which I didn't, I came late, but let's just say if I did take that trade, I would be trailed out 10 minutes later, around 11 o'clock, this price is coming back down towards my break even, and that would have been pretty much like a 0 hour trade. What that's telling me is that we may potentially have weak buyers. Only problem is that we did just see an acceleration coming into these highs. Buyers got rejected, and now we're seeing selling, bears coming back in attempting to break those lows. In order for me to take a trade, I do need to see enough evidence of sellers coming in. Right now, and that would be my RT reversal formation. Right now, we do have not strong enough magnitude of selling. So I have to just stay on my hands, sit on my hands, and just be careful. But moving forward, I want to go back to take a look at Bitcoin. And we are 1 minute away from the close of this bar. So what that's telling me is that price action may not be as favorable for either buyers or sellers, because I don't really like the fact that this is still kind of struggling to break on. We actually just had a pause. Close is the same, 61,746. 61,744. So that actually was a little bit of a pullback. So let's take a look. 61,542. 61,732. 61,791. And yes, I could take that long if it breaks above these past 5 minute highs at 61,801. I may consider it, but like I said, I would ideally like to see more buying coming in. And that's like my biggest concern, is that there is not as strong of a magnitude of buyers, and the velocity of buyers is a little bit on the weaker side. Other than that, it's a solid trade, and I may consider it. If I see something better, I'll definitely trade that over this. I'll get back to this in just a moment, because I don't think that price is going to break on up just yet. Also, this very similar, but I'm looking at the downside. I would like to see weaker buying coming in, but we've seen just a slight acceleration into those highs, followed by this pullback happening now. I'm going to come back to gold spot because it's not my most favorite pair. And I'm going to look at S&P. S&P is a little bit off today. We had some chop coming in, followed by the weak wave, followed by this is all over the place. I'm going to stay out of the S&P. GBPUSD. There's a nice sell-off happening right now. I just so noticed this, but I do kind of like this. This is more of a RT South on GBPUSD. I'm going to consider taking this short right here, the stop loss right above its current minute highs, which is 23.30, 1.26. 350 is probably going to be my stop loss. Let's put that right there. This is much cleaner price action, and I would prefer this. 35, not 350. Apologies for that. Right at these highs, so 63.45. We'll just do 63.49. I'm just assessing this. Do I want to take that setup? Absolutely. I don't see any reason not to. Price action looks pretty clean on this, and we're going to go for it. So it's on my other device as well. Just a moment, y'all. We are in some sells on GBPUSD on the 5-minute. Y'all can see the broker doesn't really matter on this trading view because I do my real markups on. Just a moment. Okay. And as y'all can see, I always just I focus on the stop loss first before the profit because I know that the market's going to give me what it's going to give me. The risk is a little bit small on this. This may or may not go, but this is my first trade of this session. Go for a 2.5 R. This, like I said, this may or may not go. Definitely a solid trade I would consider. I'm going to show my markups, and I'm also going to get back to this in just a moment. I want to go look at other order I have right here. So we have Bitcoin. Looks like a solid buy. So I'm going to go buy on Bitcoin as well. This GBPUSD may not work out, but I'll get back to that. Close right on these highs, and we did close above. This is just a little bit messy right now because it's like I said, I would prefer a stronger close above before a pause. So maybe show y'all the setup I'm looking at. We can pause. Why is it showing me the trend line too? Apologies for that. But yeah, we can pause right this 5-minute, and then we can break on northbound. Then I'll consider a long. But if not, this is just a little bit side, just a little bit off. Go back to the GBPUSD trade. We are in the money right here. Hopefully this is the runner. I definitely trail my stop loss right above these highs right now. So the highs are at 63.30. Definitely trail this now. I'm gonna put the markup. This is what I'm gonna be paying attention to at the moment. Just want y'all to see that I am really taking these trades, and it's not just I'm making things up as I go. I really be in these trades. No cap. All right, so adding on this short right here, and I just looked at it too. Y'all can see it's not something that I'm like looking at before I record. I was looking at 2 other pairs, and I said, hey, I'm going to take a look at GBP. That's normally how real traders trade. We don't really do any like pre-ritual. I do have a pre-trade routine, which is just basically like me reminding myself, hey, I must do this. Before that, I got to make sure that I remember my setups, my strategies, like practice. So I do that for like 5-10 minutes. I do some push-ups, and I haven't been in the gym in the past couple weeks, just been kind of focused on refining my strategies, and that takes up a lot of my time, energy. And when I used to go to the gym, I would take like 2-3 hours out of my day to do that. And when you're really focused on something like this, you don't even have that type of time no more. But yeah, we're gonna get this trailed out sooner if it doesn't go. I'm not a big fan of this price action. There we go. I like to see just more of a shift down, stronger magnitude like we're seeing now. So let's just wait. I can't trail the stop loss just yet, but we are in the money almost instantly. That is good to see. But I'm gonna keep waiting. Take a look at that other trade while we're waiting. So everything is assessed on this. You can see that originally I was risking It's 2.1. Obviously, it's 9 pips, but give them that. Matter of fact, that is 2.1 pips. Wow, that's pretty tight stop. Come back to that in just a moment. We have about 2 minutes left in this bar. It literally can do whatever. It's big. This is nice. It did pop on up, but like I said, I just didn't like that pause. I would like to see more of a stronger close, and I would be out at the low of this bar anyways. So unfortunately, I did miss that Bitcoin rise. Miss some, you win some, you lose some. If I wasn't looking at GBP, would I have taken this? Possibly. It did look solid. It's just, like I said, it wasn't as strong of a close above these swing highs, which kind of told me to stay out. Take a look at gold while we're waiting for GBP to flare up some more sells. Okay, so sellers are coming in on gold. I like to see XAUUSD pairs all move in unison too. So like if it's the USD pair is a dominant pair over the USD, I like to see all of those kind of move in the same direction, because it kind of gives certainty and clarity to show me that the USD has some weakness. We just drink some of my oolong tea too. I've been busy refining my strategies and getting my system to this point, getting everything right. Had a good routine, good sleep schedule, the daily routine, trading routine, and everything, just so I can get to the point. Sellers are coming in, but it's a little bit weak on velocity. We haven't seen the pullback yet for that RT South. Like I said, this was more of an acceleration into the highs. Actually, just take a look. So we do have a new 5-minute candle as well, but this is 1.5. This last one was, last wave size was like 0.9. So that's the main reason why I stood out of gold. Let's get back to GBP, USD. No hoping, no wishful thinking. Clean move down. Y'all see this. I'm gonna bring this to break now. Anything above this bar highs, I'm gonna collect something. So, I'm gonna collect about 0.3 pips. If we do start to reverse. So no clue. This stop loss should have been a little bit tighter, no cap. So let me just make sure that I am doing this properly this time. So 1.3, so ideally 2.6 from here would be like a 2-hour trade, and we are at 2.3. So we're gonna hold this still, but because my stop losses are wide, I do account for that. So we're gonna get out right at these highs, 135, if price does reverse. I'm doing a 1 bar. This is what I call a 1 bar aggressive trending stop loss. And I do apply this to trades whenever I am very close to my target. I'm not close to this target, but because my stops are wider to account for the broker spreads, this is GBPUSD on a forex broker. If this was futures, I would have 0.5 pip spreads, and that would be really nice. But because it's forex, it's usually around 1 to 2 pips plus slippage, and that's to get into the trade. And then you also have to account for that when you're getting out of a trade. So that's why I do that. But we are still running. That just gives me, how would I say, it gives me confidence to hold through a trade. It may or may not work out. We don't know. We can't predict price. And I always tell my students and my clients that we do not predict price when we trade. We just trade with complete uncertainty. And if everything aligns with our criteria, then we pull the trigger. This may or may not go. We don't know, but I'm getting out at the highs of this bar. That's where I do know. So the one thing we can control as traders is our exits. Our entries is up to the market, but we make that decision on getting in. And when we're in the trade, we do control our exits. So how much do we risk and what price do we get out at? Those are the two main variables that we do control. So I see a bigger wick coming in on this bar. Not too confident with holding through. There's a part of me that wants to close this out and just collect profits, because there you go. It just trailed out. So looks like price may be reversing. We're going to collect that. I just collected that because, like I said, it just looks like a potential reversal, and I got out before break even. So I collected something on this trade, but unfortunately, looks like GU is also BSing. I'm gonna get back to this to mark it up later. I do want to continue my session as I do have about 20 minutes remaining. I can see price is a good exit, very good exit, because it's like price is trying to stall out right now, and I don't want to touch that, so I'm gonna get away. It's a good quick trade GBP. This one, it triggered up, and it came all the way back down. This is a weak wave size, and I don't want to touch Bitcoin. That's just my final word on that. Go look at gold. Okay, I wouldn't really consider this a RT anymore, but it's more of a TC South, meaning that we have the reversal confirmed. We have weak buying a couple times. See that coming into some highs. Sellers came down, but the velocity of the sellers are not as strong, like I said. So it's just a little concerning. If we do get a pullback, will that hold? Is that sustainable? We have daily lows right down there around 23.19. So those are just a few things that are just concerning with me. I wonder why my screen is a little bit glitchy right now. Okay. Just a moment, y'all. I want to make sure. Okay, there we go. So I was using Google Meet to screen record before, and it was terrible quality-wise, and my face was glitching a lot. But it was lagging. But this is much better. All right, much better program. All right, so we're gonna look at a different pair. I don't like gold. Not the cleanest. As you can see, I already have like a pre-defined watch list of things that I normally take a look at during the session, and it just makes things simpler for me. So just scrolling down, a lot of these are closed because they're stocks. The stock market is closed right now. So fortunately, I can't trade stocks. Let's check the NASDAQ index. Oh, see, when I see this is terrible. The benefit of reading price action, you can actually see good and bad. You can just be able to tell right away. Not touch that. I'm not going to show y'all 4-hour breakdowns on this video because we're not going to wait 8 to 12 hours for something to play out. That's just more of a swing trading approach. But NASDAQ, I don't usually trade the 5-minute anyways. It doesn't move during Asia session. Stay out of that. Take a look at USD JPY. Been a lot of moves in JPY lately, but this UJ is looking terrible. Look at AUD JPY. We are in session. This Unfortunately, there was a fake out one. That was short right there. Could have been hooked, but unfortunately it would have been short sided and taken out. That means the price action is not crispy on that. But we also were rejecting some immediate lows before the pullback. Maybe we're starting to reverse, maybe not. I would say this is just not favorable. This is just a really ugly looking pair. And I'm going to stay out of this. So what is next on the list? And usually if I don't see anything else, I'll just call it a day. Ooh, this is a nice little short setup. The wave size is weak. This would have continued on down. It's a little bit of a bummer because I got out on that bar before it fully closed. And maybe that might be just a little bit of an error on my end. But this wave size is small. It's about 1.2 pips. I'm definitely not gonna short this, but we are triggering back down south. It's just inconvenience at this point because I got out too early. I don't even know if it really trailed me out accordingly. This is like a forex broker, like I said, so the spreads do hit. Yeah, unfortunately, I missed the rest of the trade. It happens, y'all. Part of real life trading, real time trading. I'm not taking this. I would like to have taken this short. It would have definitely been on its way down. We miss it. So that's just something for me to take note of for next time, is to wait for the bar to complete before trailing my stop. Either way, this would have more than likely been trailed out because this did come above these highs right here. The highs was at 1.26320, so 6326. And see, this was equal highs, but didn't even trail out. My question is, do I want to continue this? Because this is kind of messed up right here. This was 320, this was 320, meaning it was equal highs. I'm gonna get back in on this sell. I'm just a little bit bummed out. Okay, it should continue. It should trail me out right here at apologies for that. I shouldn't really be out. Okay. Trailed me out a little early. That's what happens sometimes. So I'm gonna be back in this trade. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was too close. 326 was ideal. That's where I wanted to get out. So this is gonna be the new trade setup. It's a little bit late to this, but it's totally fine. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm back in. It's a mistake. It's an error. This is what happens with forex brokers. Like I said, spread and slippage, it's really disadvantageous. You're taking these. I'm still calm. Regardless. I'm gonna risk 2 pips. Unfortunately, I won't be able to collect the whole thing, but we are back in this. Back on my bully. All right. Let me see. This may or may not work out, and this may just throw off my entire setup. Just trim me out. Totally fine. 1.48 R is what we're gonna get. Ideally, I would like to trail this right above these highs at 1 point. Second, y'all. Doing this in real time. 320, so 320, 326. There. We have broken on down. That's my thing. So I'm gonna put on a little bit more risk. Man, this is so fast. I'm glad I got back in this. This is a little too late to add on to this trade. We're already taking off. That's where I wanted to go in. Right there. At my stop loss right there. originally, but we're a little too late. So I'm gonna just accept that. It's a mistake and it's an error. It's something I take note of. We are very strong towards the downside. Let's see if we continue that. We have 1 minute, or not 1 minute, less than 1 minute to the close of this bar, and I'm gonna look to trail this now. When I see that we're strong towards the downside, I like that. I'm gonna keep it. So trailing this right above these highs. Stupid headphones, Chinese brand. I bought my AirPods, bounced and they disappeared. Got these other ones for the time being. All right, 6308, so 6311, probably where I'm gonna trail this one. Keep it at 6312 just to be on the safe side. And yeah, this is gonna be a quick one. Looks like there's a strong wick coming on up. We got 3 seconds left though, so we're gonna close this one out pretty swiftly if it goes above this current bar highs. It's because I'm a little late to this trade. I'm a little thrown off because of everything that just happened. So I am watching this nice clean. I expect the continuation of this drop, and if not, hopefully y'all can still see this on the screen. I'm gonna get out because I'm a little late anyways. But I want to do a manual close just so I don't get trailed out from the spread again. Like I said, the spread got me. We just talked about that. If this was futures, it would be much cleaner price action, but it happens. I'm gonna mark this on my notes after. This is definitely going to target. Y'all see how I didn't hesitate to get back in because it wasn't an impulsive trade. It was more or less, I followed my rules. I made a slight mistake and I trailed my stop too close to market too soon. And that's what happened. But we are in this trade. I'm just looking. Maybe we hit the target, maybe not, but I'm gonna get out as soon as possible just because I'm just over this close. Yeah, we're out right here. We got another partial. Ideally, these little whips back on up is a little bit scary, I would say. My mindset is not fully in tune with this trade anymore because I just got thrown off with this trail out. And if I'm not in tune, see, there we go. It went all the way to target, but I'm already out, so I have to accept that. My mind isn't fully in tune with the trade anymore. So my best choice is to just get out. So I took 2 partials. I'll be assessing that in a moment. Probably collected almost like 1 hour total between the 2 trades. Could have went down to my original 2.5 hour target, but it's totally fine. Win some, you lose some. I could go for another sell. It does look like sellers are picking up in acceleration, momentum, magnitude. I could go for another one, but I'm a little bit thrown off. Just something I need to take note of. Bar doesn't close, leave it alone. Keep my trailing stop and have confidence in my trades. I didn't have that confidence in the trade. I was late. I was thrown off. It happens. When in doubt, you stay out. I was right on my projection, but it's not about prediction. It's more or less about, is my mind in the right place? We collected about 0.6, 0.7 R on that trade anyway, so it's not terrible. It's just, wish I would have held. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. This is stuff that you take note for and you write it down in your trading journal. And you go back the next day and you work on that. So it is what it is. I'm not going to brag and boast about having a direction right because that's not trading. I'm just gonna take accountability, and this could reverse. It could go up. It could continue down. But taking accountability, leaving it alone. I got 2 dubs in front of y'all, partials, but it was 2 good, solid trades. And it was honesty, it was transparency once again. I just decided on hopping on this and recording today anyways. And y'all are gonna see the same screenshots. I'm gonna mark this up later. And let's take a look at the other pairs. If gold set up towards anything, I'm probably gonna be done with this session after this, by the way, because my mind is just a little thrown off from that missed opportunity. And if you're not in the right mindset, just walk away. Plus, I'm almost done with my session. It's been about an hour and a half since 10:30. That's when I usually start. It was Bitcoin. So yeah, that was a good exit on Bitcoin. It would have been a partial loss. Entry would have been right here. Stop. It would have been a full loss. So, like I said, it was a little bit off. I avoided a bad trade setup, and I got into the good one. When in doubt, stay out. And I was a little doubtful of that trade, anyways. Now it looks like we could have an RT south. Looks like we could push down, but this is the former range we would be coming into. And when I'm looking for a reversal, I like to see magnitude align with velocity in order for me to be convinced that the trade may work out. And if they're not, I stay out. That's what's happening here. We do have buyers weak, but the sellers are also weak. And pullback is just as strong as the impulsive wave coming down. See, I'm viewing price action different than what y'all think. So this was the impulsive wave. This was another impulsive wave. Corrective wave came in. It then shifted the sentiment, and this became the impulsive wave. It was stronger than that last up wave. And then we had a pullback, which is the pullback of the bear. And now the pullback was pretty strong, as y'all can see. And now the sellers are coming in. So it's just a little bit of a trickier trade, and I like simplicity, especially that refining. I'm not at a mastery level with these setups yet. So I would like to just take my time. That's it for the session. It's been about 38 minutes of recording, so hopefully y'all got some solid review. Yeah, that would have reversed anyways. It was a good exit. So either way, I would have a trailing stop right above here, and it would have been out. So I'm gonna do a tally in just a moment. I'm gonna pause the video to see what this total is. All right, so y'all see what's happening right now. So I'm just marking up my final notes for the day. Y'all can see there's another sell happening right now, but I'm just not in the right mental framework. It threw me off, not gonna lie. Like, now we're on lunchtime. I don't know if this trigger is gonna work. That last trigger, this trade would technically still be in this entire time. You can see what this is doing though. Forex brokers are trash, y'all. Like, look at this. Once again, it came right at the high. So the pullback was at 1.26299, right? And this high is at 1.26299. So if you have a stop loss high, it's gonna trail you out. The bid-ask spread is gonna come and it's gonna knock you out if you're too tight. I don't know if y'all call this stop hunting or not, but it's just something I don't favor in these Forex brokers. And unless I'm trading with a Forex broker with very, very tight spreads, I'm talking about less than 0.5 pips, I stick to futures because future spreads are 0.5 pips. And that would allow me to be more at ease and know for certain if something is going to be trailed out or not. But because of these Forex brokers, it's just that would have hit my target all the way. It's all good. could have had a 2.5 R trade almost, and I would have held this all the way through, but I don't want to enter this right here this late because this is just throwing me off already. I don't want to have a nice day. It's still solid. I still caught a couple dubs. Y'all seen it in real time, but that's what I missed out on. And I did project this. It's just I don't trade based off prediction. I do just trade based off of my own system. I'm gonna go in and do some practice work after this. Still solid, good performance. When in doubt, stay out. Once again, this bar right here, it kind of did flip on up, which threw me off. Once again, it went above its open and its prior swing high. So we were already deep in the trade, so I closed out. I should have held through. I would have been more prone to hold through if I did get in up here. I got in late anyways, and that delayed entry. I'm just breaking down the entire trade so y'all understand why I made this mistake and what I could have done better. This is my post-trade routine. So I got in late, first of all. I should have got in at 11:25, which I would have been, but I did get in at 11:25. Apologies. But I did get in a little bit late. I should have been looking at this chart ahead of time, so I could have prepared myself. And then with the wider stop loss, because like I said, the spread, I was a little nervous originally because I didn't know if I put my stop right above here, would they take me out? More than likely, yes. So I had to account for the spread, which gave me a wider stop than I normally would take. When we assess this trade right here, we can see that the original risk would have been about 1.2, give or take 1.5 pips, okay? With a good spread included, okay? So 2R target would have been approximately 3 pips. 3 pips is down here. So you would have hit your 2R. Trailing stop would have been right above the 1150 R. With spread, of course. Therefore, I would have locked in a good amount of profit of at least 1 hour, if worst case scenario. And then I would have held, the price would have continued to my 2.5 to 3R target, which is ideal. So that's the way I like to trade. And because that didn't happen, I got thrown off. I call this whipsawing when price is coming really close to the higher end of the previous bar and coming back down. So that's my errors, mental errors, things that I need to fix, things I need to account for. Okay, if the broker is including spread, I still have to go for this target down here and get out. And I would have had a clean trade. I didn't want to chase this one down here because, like I said, this would have been a second trade. And it looks clean. Looks like it may work out. But collecting 3R, I would have more confidence to go for this next trade happening now, knowing that if I do lose, I'm only losing 1R. And I can go for another 2-3R maybe. But hey, stuff happens. And I'm glad y'all were able to stay tuned in with me for this entire 45 minutes. It was a smooth day. Could have been better. Can't win them all. But you could get better and improve for the next day. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Been a solid one, y'all. And I'm going to upload this to my YouTubes. See more moves working. Just solidifies my certainty in my system and to trust my system and to accommodate for these little odds that are against me, such as this broker spreads on forex, and know what to do for next time. So that being said, y'all have a great day. Trade safe.